Project and job costing lets you manage any kind of contract, from the simplest to the most complex. It is a sophisticated product that automates the estimating, invoicing, and reporting of project costs and revenues. Whether you are in the construction industry or in a service and professional industry, whether you require time and materials, cost plus, or fixed price system, project and job costing can help you optimize your profits. Let's take a few minutes to see how you can use the program to organize, track, and invoice your contracts. Here is an example of a renovation contract our sample company is performing for its customer, Ronald Black. The contract maintenance form is at the heart of project and job costing. It's where you set up all your projects and estimates. The optional tree view lets you navigate easily through the projects and categories in a contract. Note that you can track any number of contracts for a customer. For every contract, you can set up multiple projects or phases. For every project, you can assign multiple cost categories or cost groupings. You use projects and categories to prepare contract estimates and to track your actual contract costs. Project and job costing lets you change the names for the different levels of your contracts consistent with your industry's terminology. For example, a construction company might use the terms job, phase, and category instead of contract, project, and category. To change names, you simply enter the names for Level 1, Level 2, and Level 3 of your contracts on the Settings tab of the Options form. Project and job costing lets you use segments in your contract numbers, the same way you can for item numbers in inventory control. Using segments, you can organize your contracts according to your business needs to meet industry standards and to provide additional flexibility in reporting. You can enter up to 60 characters in all description fields in project and job costing. Project and job costing supports 3 different types of projects: fixed price, cost plus, and time and materials. Projects can be based on a fixed amount or on costs plus some percentage. They can also be based on a rate that you specify when you enter transactions. You assign a type to each project in a contract, so a single contract can have many different project types. You can also use different methods to recognize revenue for each project within a contract. For example, you could use a cost-plus project with a total cost percentage complete accounting method to recognize revenue based on percentage completion. By letting you combine accounting methods and project types in various ways, project and job costing lets you set up extremely complex contracts. Only your business practices and your relationships with your customers can limit the structure of your contracts. Project and job costing provides you great flexibility in billing your customers. You can specify whether each transaction is billable, non-billable, or even no charge for a cost that you don't bill directly, but you still need to track. Now let's take a closer look at a project. You can set up projects and categories that contain default information that you can use for a number of contracts. You can also set up unique projects and categories for a particular contract. You can see that some of the fields are the same as those on the Contracts tab, for example, the project type, accounting method, and billing type. You can assign up to 6 progress statuses to each contract and to each project. By maintaining statuses at the project level, the program lets you track the progress of each project within the contract. You assign cost categories to individual projects, such as employee tasks, employee expenses, materials, purchases, equipment, and subcontractor charges. These cost categories provide a complete, detailed record of every component that makes up a project. You can set up very complex or very simple projects and estimates. If you want to track every detail within a project at a resource level, you can assign all the resources that you will use to complete a project. These resources include employees who will work on the project, material you will use, subcontractors, equipment that will be used or rented for the project, miscellaneous items, and overhead. Assigning resources to your projects also allows you to set up complex estimates. You can specify the quantity, unit cost, and billing rate for each resource you assign to a project, and you can allocate a resource separately to different projects. For example, you can assign Joanne Dowling to a design project with a billing rate of $100 per hour, but you can also assign Joanne to a teaching project at a different billing rate, say $90 per hour. Here we assign the category Design to the resource Joanne Dowling. As you assign cost categories to each resource, Project and Job Costing automatically calculates your cost and revenue estimates for each project and for the entire contract. As the program accumulates your actual costs, for example from time cards, purchases, equipment usage, or material transfers from inventory, you can use the comprehensive inquiry tools to determine whether the project is within your estimate. You can easily determine project status, profitability, and then compare estimates to actual costs for each resource you assign to the project. Project and Job Costing lets you transfer inventory items to your projects and return unused material to your inventory for use on other projects. You can even record cost and billing information for equipment used on a project. For example, if you wish to bill for the use of sophisticated video editing equipment that you use to complete a project for a client. In a growing percentage of companies, many employees perform work remotely. Keeping track of time and expenses can often be a challenge. Project and Job Costing lets employees use an internet browser to record their time by contract, project, and category for each day of the week. Once an employee enters and saves a time card, the manager can approve the time card before updating Accpac Advantage Series payroll. Project and Job Costing supports both time and material and progress billings. Time and material billing simply invoices your clients for time and materials invested in the project. Progress billing provides percentage completion information on the project and lets you invoice the client at different stages within the project. The billing worksheet provides a snapshot of the customer's invoice and allows you to make any necessary changes. When you post the billings in Project and Job Costing, customer invoices are created automatically in Accounts Receivable. Project and Job Costing ensures that invoicing is efficient no matter how many invoices you need to process. Now let's see a Project and Job Costing invoice in Accounts Receivable. The invoice contains fields that show the contract, project, category, and resource for the charges you billed. Accounts Receivable and Accounts Payable invoice entry, receipt entry, payment entry, and adjustment entry all integrate fully with Project and Job Costing. Project and Job Costing gives you control over your projects. It provides the essential and timely information you need to ensure that all of your contracts are profitable.